Good morning, dear students. Today in this class, we people are going to learn the next lesson, that is rise of Jainism and Buddhism. Yes, in previous class, we people learn about civilizations of the world: Egypt civilization, Mesopotamia civilization, and also Chinese civilization. So, without waste, let us move for the part one: rise of Jainism and Buddhism. So here some of the points I have mentioned. Rise of Jainism and Buddhism. India is a land of many cultures and religions. This diverse culture is nourished by various religions. Of these, the Jainism and Buddhism are two important religions. They emerged during 6th century before Common Era in the mid region of River Ganga plains. Here I have given a triangular shape. Yes, those always shows us about the Varnas, okay, which were the divided in 6th BCE, means before Common Era. See, the reasons behind the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. See, why the Jainism and Buddhism were rises. Yes, the reasons, which all are the reasons are there, that I'm going to tell you in this page. By the time of before Common Era, Indian society was divided on the basis of varnas: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. These were the four varnas which were become a reasons for the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. Yes, so let us see the meaning of Brahmins, what they used to indicate. Brahmins means priestess whomsoever um, whomsoever do the yagnas. Yes. Next, Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas, the ruling class protection of people. Yes. Kshatriyas also called as a soldiers, Sainik. Yes. Vaishyas, animal husbandry and business. Shaivas used to do animal husbandry and also a business. Okay. Now the fourth one, which is the last varna of the among four varnas, that is Shudras. Shudras, they also called as untouchable peoples. Okay, the household laborers and skilled workers. They used to call as a household laborers and skilled workers. You know, in previous classes, you people learn about these four types of varnas. Yes, what is the importance of these varnas and what is the place of Shudras? Also, you learn. Shudras also, they used to work like slaves also. Yes. Now next comes Varna system. See, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. They already have mentioned in this page. Brahmins means priestess and teachers. Kshatriyas means kings and warriors. Vaishyas means agriculture and merchants or a business persons. Shudras laborers or a slaves or a untouchable peoples. Yes. Now, here I have mentioned that picture also. Brahmins are there, Kshatriyas are there, and business people means Vaishyas are there, and untouchable people or slaves, those are called Shudras. Yes. Next, the reasons behind the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. Not only those four varnas become a reasons for the behind the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. Even so many reasons are there to rise the Jainism and Buddhism. See, all the status of facilities of the society were reserved for the upper varnas only. Upper varnas means upper varnas, in this part of that upper varna will come um, Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishyas. Okay, these three varnas usually called as the upper varnas. Yes, women along with the Shudras, which is the lowest varna. Yes, women along with the Shudras were considered as profane. Yes, this varna based society, based on the societies, these varnas were into divided into four types. This Varna based society had created tensions and complaints among the communities. During this period, the teachings of Gautam Buddha and Mahavira appeared as new hopes for them. See, in this way, or after these all the after the complaints among the communities during this period only, during the sixth before common era only, the teachings of Gautam Buddha and Mahavira appeared as a new hope for the peoples. Okay, by the time the east of present Uttar Pradesh region, north and south of present Bihar were witnessing emergence of new economic structures based on new agriculture. By 5th before Common Era, iron implements came into use. With the iron blazed with the iron blades in them, plows become more effective and were driven by oxen. Yes, blades come now onwards. Now onwards, here in the agriculture field, people started to use iron blades. Okay, which is even very important for the plows. Okay, after that, iron blades in them only become a plows. Okay, afterward, and they were used to driven by the oxen. Now comes the oxen were sacrificed during religious rituals, yes, which brought down their number. In this background, since both Jainism and Buddhism rejected animal sacrifice and advocated non-violence, a new hope became visible to the people. See, oxen were not only used for the agriculture field, yes, even they were used as a background of or during the rituals they used to bring down their number, or they used to sacrifice during the religious rituals who oxen. Okay, now as a result of all these things, people got attracted to them. Yes, attract to them means by whom the people used to attract here, by the Gautam Buddha and Mahavira. Okay, for their new teaching skills are so many effective for the peoples. Okay, so by the teachings only, these two peoples were attracted to the people. During this period, cities grew. Okay, during this period only, cities used to started to get improvement, or cities where gets grow. Kaushambi, Kushinagara, Varanasi, and Vaishali, Rajagriha, Chiranda cities in Bihar came into prominence. Artisans and business people came and settled in these cities. Okay, the business the business class supported the Jainism and Buddhism, which rejected Varnas. Okay, the business class supported the Jainism and the Buddhism, which rejected Varna. Now here comes the question mark, that is which Varna is going to do a business. Business class means here comes Vaishyas. Okay. The Janapadas and Mahajanapadas in the river Ganga plains were getting transformed into kingships. Okay, Janapadas, this is the group of common people, and Mahajanapadas means the some important role which those people are having in the courtyard of the king. Okay, these two kinds of peoples were living in the river Ganga plains were getting transformed into kingships. Okay, Janapadas, they used to get transformed into kingships or important role in a king's courtyard. The new kings from these the new kings from these Janapadas communities were looking for a way out to break down the hegemony of the Vedic religion. They accepted the philosophy of Buddha and Mahavira, who preached the fertility of war and supported non-violence. Both these Buddha and Mahavira were preached the fertility of war and supported non-violence rules. Okay, they started to teach, or they started to accept the philosophy of the world. Now comes the Jainism. What is the importance of Jainism and who is the whom we used to call as the Jainism? Okay, let us see. Jainism. Traditionally, the Jains believed in the existence of 24 Tirthankaras. Jainism or Jains believed in the existence of 24 Tirthankaras. Rishabha was the first Tirthankara, whereas Parshvanatha was the 23rd Tirthankara. Rishabha was the first Tirthankara of the Jains and Parshvanatha was the 23rd Tirthankara and 24th Tirthankara was the Mahavira. Okay. Now comes Parshvanatha was born as the son of King Ashwasena in 8th century before Common Era. Parshvanatha born as the son of King Ashwasena in the 8th century before Common Era. It is believed that he renounced at luxury and indulgence and attained immortality. He renounced society and became a hermit. He preached four principles for a peaceful life. Okay, he taught four principal rules for the peaceful life. Who? Parshvanatha. Parshvanatha was a son of King Ashwasena in the 8th century. See here, preachings of Jainism. Okay, when you will get this video, write the meaning of preach. Okay, what is the meaning of preach, and afterwards send it to me through the Google app. Okay, Google Classroom app. The preachings of Jainism. The four principles preached by Parshvanatha were he preached four principles. Yes, whomsoever are there. See, on the desktop only I have mentioned. The first one is ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. Second one, satya means truth. Astheya. Astheya means not to steal. Aparigraha means not to own property. Not to own property. Brahmacharya taught by Vardhamana. Yes, this Brahmacharya, this is the fifth one, but it's not a preach of the Parshvanatha. Okay, this not belongs to a Parshvanatha. This belongs to the Vardhamana Mahavira. Okay, so preachings of Jainism, which were the preached by the Parshvanatha, there were only four principles are there. Okay, four principles: ahimsa, satya, astheya, and aparigraha. These four principles preached by the Parshvanatha. Now comes the term Vardhamana Mahavira. Okay, whom used to call as a 24th Tirthankara of Jainism. Okay, Vardhamana was born in Kundalagrama in Vaishali. Vaishali comes in a Bihar, one of the republics. Okay, his father was Siddhartha and the king of the Nartika tribe. Okay, his father was Siddhartha and Siddhartha was the king of Nartika tribe. His mother was Trishala Devi, the princess of Republic of Lichavi. Okay, his mother name is Trishala Devi and she is a princess of the Republic of Lichavi family. Now comes at the age of 30, Vardhamana Mahavira set out in search of truth and renounced his family and house. He wandered for 12 years in this quest and meditated. He wandered 12 years, yes, in this quest and meditated. Okay, and he punished his body by fasting. He punished himself only by fasting. At the age of 42, he achieved enlightenment. Okay, in Kaivalya. He got an enlightenment in at the age of 42 in Kaivalya. Vardhamana controlled his senses and achieved power over comfort and pain. He controlled his senses and achieved power over comfort and pain. Due to this achievement, he came to be known as Mahavira and become a jinn. Okay, so earlier we used to call him as a Vardhamana only. Okay, before getting enlightenment, he used to call as a Vardhamana. When he used to got enlightenment and also he got achievement, at that time he become Mahavira. Yes, Mahavira and become a Jina. A Jina was one who had overcome his senses and become victorious. Jina means a one who was overcome his senses and become victorious. Him called Jina. Thus his followers came to be called as a giants. Okay, understood. When he became a Mahavira and also he became a Jina, Jina means one who had overcome his senses and who means senses means one who used to control his senses or a sense organs and become a victorious. For that person used to call as a Jina. Okay, so for that reason only whomsoever were the followers of Vardhamana Mahavira, they used to call as a Jains. Okay, now onwards the Jain religious way starts. Mahavira spent 30 years. He spent 30 years, the rest of his life, preaching his knowledge to people around the Ganga and Yamuna rivers. He spent his 30 years to teach the or to preach the knowledge to the people around Ganga and Yamuna rivers. He traveled towards Western India preaching his thoughts. Okay, his preaching is also come. It means also like spreading the thoughts or to the teaching the thoughts of the Vardhamana Mahavira. Yes, for that reason only he traveled towards Western India. He attained nirvana. He attained nirvana in his 72nd years in Pavapuri of Bihara. Yes, he attained nirvana in his 72nd year in Bhavapuri of Bihara. Mahavira taught five vows and three principles of behavior. Mahavira taught five vows and three principles of behavior. The latter are called three ratnas. Those only called as a three ratnas. Okay. Mahavira taught the five vows and three principles of behavior. Those only later called as the three ratnas. Okay. Now let us see which all are the five vows and three ratnas. Okay. Five vows are first one is non-violence, second one truth, astheya, aparigraha, and brahmacharya. Yes, the five vows of the Mahavira are non-violence, truth, astheya, aparigraha, brahmacharya. Yes, and the three ratnas are like samyak jnana, samyak darshana, samyak charitra. Samyak jnana, samyak darshana, samyak charitra. These were the three ratnas of the Mahavira. Okay, now Jainism does not reject the existence of God completely, yet it advocates atheism. Yes, it denies the role of God in the daily affairs of people. It places God at a lower level than Jina. And preachings, preachings of the Jainism. Okay, the believe the Jains believe that every animate and inanimate things possesses a soul. They also believe that it is only through purification of soul that one can achieve freedom from rebirth and attain nirvana. Purification is possible through meditation, fasting, punishment of the body, and thereby destruction of the body. This process is known as a Sallekkhana. See, the Sallekkhana, what is mean by the Sallekkhana? Sallekkhana means purification is possible through meditation, fasting, punishment of the body, and thereby destruction of body. This process only is called a Sallekha. The concept of karma is a very important aspect of Jainism. According to this, a human being can attain salvation only through good and holy acts. To attain enlightenment, the soul had to achieve freedom from the bondage of the body. These were the preachings. Yes. Now comes some more points. Traditionally, we get to see two important sects among Jains called Shwetambaras and Digambaras. Okay, in Jainism, we can see the two important sects. The first one is Shwetambara and the second one is Digambaras. Okay, those who sense those saints and their followers who wear white cloth, they were called as a Shwetambara, and whereas those saints and their followers who do not wear any cloth are called Digambaras. Okay, in the picture of this desktop, you can see whomsoever wore a white cloth, those people called as a Shwetambaras, and in the middle, whomsoever not wore a cloth, they do not wear a cloth, those persons are called Digambaras. Okay, Shvetambara means those saints and their followers wear the white cloth, them called Shvetambara, and those saints and their followers do not wear any cloth, they called Digambaras. After the first Jain council, the preaching of Mahavira were compiled in 12 volumes. Okay, his his preachings, his means Mahavira's preachings. Okay, preachings of the Mahavira were compiled in 12 volumes. These were called as a 12 angas by the Jains. Okay, 12 angas by the Jains. Angas. Okay, 12 angas. Okay, which were the compiled in 12 volumes. Those 12 volumes only called as a 12 angas by the Jainism. They are in Prakrit language. 12 volumes or 12 angas were in the language of Prakrit. Very early, a group of Jains migrated to the south due to the famine in Bihar and settled down at Shravanabelagola. Okay, thus even here Jainism spread and many workers were written in Kannada, Telugu, and Tamil languages also. The famous Kannada poets are like Pampa, Ranna, Janna, and Ponna were the Jains. Okay, in our Karnataka also we can see the Jain peoples. Okay, among them the famous Kannada poets, they were also belongs to the Jains. So they are Pampa, Ranna, Janna, and Ponna. Okay. Now, guys, up to here, you people learn about the Jainism, and in the next session, we'll meet. Okay, we'll learn in the we will learn about Buddhism. Okay, so until then, take care of yourself.